must be greater than today. My tomorrow must be greater than today.
Hello everybody and welcome to the newest episode in town. This is Adventures of Youth Life and I'm so sorry, this is so bad for nature. You shouldn't be destroying nature like this. This is so bad of me and I need to be punished. Anyway, this is a moringa plantation, I'm in it. And like we did in episode 1, now this is episode, the count. If you never watched episode 1, please do refer to that. And wow, I can't imagine I just destroyed a life. This feels so bad and it's so bad for this episode. Please forgive me, guys. Yes, there we go. So today let's talk about something more open and open-minded, unscripted. I didn't script for this actually, I just recorded. And what I want us to talk about is the transition from being a child to a youth and what thoughts comes into our mind. You know, the first time this happens, you are like, oh wow, I can actually talk back at my parents. I can actually tell them that I can't do that and they can actually listen, you know. It's amazing, but yet so stupid that you can talk back to your parents, but still that feeling of wow, finally I can still share my mind and somebody listens to me, you know what I mean? And it's one of the disadvantages of a youth, you know, because part of you is running mad. Let me say that for lack of a better term. And you get not to decide well because you have no experience about the outside world. You just found yourself to the world and you realize you have these energy and capabilities and thoughts that were never there while you were a child, and now you have them. And how do you solve them? See, like for me, I grew up in a Christian family, and all along I've been reading the Bible and reading the Bible and interpreting it and mastering those Bible verse memories. I'm sure some of us are quite so good at it and reciting those memory verses. Wow, that was so amazing, doing dramas about Bible stories. But then when I became of age, like 18 years of age, I started asking myself, actually, is heaven even a real place, or does hell exist? If heaven is a geographical place, why can't we access it right now? And if hell is actually burning, which physical form is it burning? Is it this or what? I started asking myself too many questions that I started doubting my religion. And at some point there I lost it and became non-religious. And what I've realized about being a youth living a purposeful life is that skepticism is one of the most important things that you need in your life. You should know, you should just be able to validate the veracity of some of these things that we are just told, and we don't really know what they mean or where they came from. For instance, about live alone religion, that was just me and myself. It was just an example I was sharing with you. But I'm just saying there are whole lots of stories that we need to verify, actually know the truth. We shouldn't be just seated down, not knowing what really we are talking about, and we are just arguing with the non-facts, you know. Like I said in the previous episode, this is actually something we should check on. So this knowledge, actually, we should be checking how we share them. It's new, it's something we don't know how to handle, and we need experienced people around to be checking each and every time that how did you do this and how did you do that. For example, adolescence, you need an adult to carry you through safely, because if you're not careful, here is where teenage pregnancies are rampant, and here is the stage where the boy gender makes female gender, you know, the next thing I'm going to say actually so weird, but I'll say it anyway. We become reckless and pregnancy issues become so rampant, and we have no time to blame the government for these things. So we should actually check how we handle ourselves with the knowledge that the fresh energy that we just have. That energy is there because at this point of time is when you can actually build up something more, strong for your future, and build your dream, the one you really want to live. It's at this stage that you really should be planning, not doing whatever we're doing, like doing drugs and spending 9 hours on the internet. And it's so bad that you have to see youth getting it all wrong. Youth has to spend 9 hours on the internet. A youth wants to go clubbing all his life. It's not bad to be, I'm not saying it's bad to club, but we should rationalize how we do some of these stuffs. And for girls, I will be inviting one of my colleagues, one of my friends who knows what really that gender goes through at that point. But for boys, I really know because I'm one of them. Hey, why? why not talk about them? For with boys, it's actually different because our parents, they just leave us at some stage and say, you are now a man. Go look for life for yourself. And you have this fresh energy and you have these fresh thoughts, leave alone the childhood thoughts, because those were actually implanted there. That's the term. These are actually implanted in you, and now you have your own thoughts. You have to build up your own experience of life, and these are what you're going to be using your entire life. Guys, we have like a lifespan of barely do people get to 100, so we have very limited time, and our time on earth should be spent on making these creatures. Like, for example, what I did was so bad. We should be spending time on creating life, not destroying it. We should be spending time on making the world a better place. We have many issues to be tackling as youths, that one of them including poverty. We are okay, let me say, like, for example, the country I'm coming from, Kenya, we have youths who are from poor backgrounds. Let me say just that, poor backgrounds like me, and we have to really struggle to make up a life. And if we spend much of the energy doing what we see on the internet and what is not supposed to be done, we are going to be doomed. We are going to stay on that poverty level. We should be checking on the better ways of life and stop abusing those drugs, because they take much of your time and much of your energy and much of your knowledge instead of being productive. So I'm doing this episode just openly, unscripted. I'm not actually, I didn't even plan for this actually, and I find myself talking so nicely because this is something I've experienced, I've seen, and now it's time we make a change to it, because I know I'm talking to a wonderful person right now, somebody who can build this nation, somebody who can create that nation where gender balance is equated, and female can get that chance in their country, and you give women priorities. So these are things that we need to be tackling right now. And as youths, since we have that energy, we are driving force, we are the next generation, and we are the next, they say we are the next presidents, they say we are the next leaders, they say we are the next so and so, we are the next managers, we are the next engineers. And we are not going to be the next leaders if we spend much of our time doing the wrong things. We're not going to be the next engineers if we spend much of our time clubbing. We are not going to be the next presidents if much of our time is on social media. We need to create that dream, build up on it, and use the energy. My important point here is how we spend that energy. That energy is so crucial to an extent that if once it is drained, you know very well that you are facing retirement, and what will you be having? Something substantial at that time to help you live the rest of your life, and what will you be leaving for your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, so it's so important that we check on these things. And I'm sorry, like I told you, I didn't script for this, and I'm just speaking in my mind, and it's so bad seeing fellow youths going astray. Not because I know what's right from what is wrong. I'm also a human being. We make mistakes. We make certain mistakes, of course. But take the advices of these elderly people, because they passed through the same stage. They were once here, and for them to be where they are, they did certain things. And for them to tell you what they're telling you is because they realized about it late, and they don't want you to make the same mistakes they did. So focus on the better side of life. I understand we are all going through a lot, and it's a lot. We have COVID-19 right now, and people are tackling it. People are actually stuck, and people have lost their families. People have lost their loved ones. People have lost their best friends and their wives and their grandparents. And it's so bad. We are in the middle of pandemic. We are going through a lot. The economy is so down. So youths, it's our time to actually take this thing to the next stage. We keep our minds thinking of better things to do for our countries, things to do for our societies, that we can take this, we can change the global movement to another dimension. Let's stop blaming people for not giving us the chances, and let's try and start creating those chances ourselves, because we have the energy, we have that chance, and we have capability of doing it. That's why we are going through a process in life, and this stage of life is so crucial. That's why we are doing the show for you guys. So tell me on the comment section, what do you think youths can really do for themselves to to achieve their dreams, that is. And once they have achieved that dream, what else can they do for the younger people that will be coming in? And perhaps you can also share with me how you think other people can, that is the elderly, can help us achieve what we want to achieve, if you know what I mean. So let's not cry. It's not over until it is over, and the only time it's over is when you're dead. So while you're still alive, you have to struggle. So I've been your host, of Valentine, and I'm telling you right now, success doesn't want people who sit down the way I'm seated right now. Success wants people who think, get up, and go and do it. It's been a pleasure once more, and thank you for joining me. Bye.